So I'm going to be covering a subject that's very near and dear to a lot of people and might introduce a lot of people to me. So before I start talking, be kind. Just be kind.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will, and this is going to be my spoiler review for the first 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina. This is an Amazon Prime original series made by the creators of Critical Role, which is a group of voice actors who played Dungeons and Dragons online, and they have grown from just kind of a small time thing into a big company, and they have brought their original campaign characters series world as an animated series to Amazon Prime, and I'm going to be discussing the first 3 episodes. And this is a spoiler review. Like anytime I do any sort of series reviews and stuff, they will be spoilers, so just be forewarned. There are spoilers involved in this. You have been warned. Now, before I get into the review and also give you a little backstory of my experience with Critical Role, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you are new to the channel, hi, my name's Will. I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, some gaming, some discussions, some drinking videos, but usually it all wraps around some form of geekiness, and that includes Dungeons and Dragons. So if that is your bag and you want to hear it from a geeky bear's perspective, why not subscribe to the channel? I'd definitely love to get to know you. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. Hopefully we'll hit 500 at some point this year. And if you are new, hopefully you enjoy this video and check out some of my other videos that are on the channel now. With all that rigmarole out of the way, let's discuss the first 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina. So just to get this out in the open, I do have some experience with Critical Role. I guess you would say I'm a critter. I don't know if I'm a hardcore critter, but I am a fan of Critical Role and of the campaigns that they have put on. I came into Critical Role towards like the 2/3 of the way into Campaign 2. So Campaign 2 was kind of my entry point. So I watched the rest of Campaign 2. I went back and watched a lot of stuff from the beginning of the campaign. And I'm currently watching Campaign 3 that they are streaming on their Twitch and YouTube channels every Thursday. So I do enjoy their content a lot. But I didn't have a lot of history or investment in the characters from Vox Machina, which was their Campaign 1 setting, but they all take place in the same world that Matthew Mercer created. He is the I guess DM or GM, whichever one you want to say, but he is one of the main facilitator of the story, and the rest of the cast consists of Liam O'Brien, Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, Taliesin Jaffe, Marisha Ray, Sam Riegel, and Ashley Johnson. I think I did not leave anybody out. That is the core cast of the characters, core cast members of Critical Role, and they have all reprised their roles as their characters from Campaign 1, the characters involved in Vox Machina, which the series is based off of. So, it is hot in this room. I don't know why it's hot, because it's like cold and windy outside. Sorry if I lifted up my shirt and you saw something. But anyway. So I do have a little bit of history with Critical Role and some basic general knowledge of the characters from Vox Machina, and I was very excited to see the series. And honestly, I will say up front, this is a damn good series. It is dope as and they used the swear word a lot. This is an adult animated series. This is definitely geared toward not only the fans who have been with Critical Role and their adventures for the last 6-7 years, as long as the company has been around, or to all of the people that supported the Kickstarter, which led to the creation of the series, which that was back in 2019, and the Kickstarter like blew up in an hour, and they were originally just trying to do like a short animated episode, really like a movie or something like that, and it turned into a full-blown series that I believe has already been greenlit for a 2nd season. So that's pretty insane for like a fan supported series, completely funded by the fans and picked up by Amazon. And I've been watching a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff, talking about the series, and they've gotten some really great voice actors to be involved in the series, really great animation studios and teams developing this series. The series looks gorgeous. That's first and foremost. Like, these first 3 episodes were gorgeous to look at. I don't know the specific person's name who I think is the lead animator on it, but I know they had work, or they've had work that they have contributed to, or they spearheaded for Young Justice, because a lot of the animation styles and the character designs are very reminiscent of Young Justice, if you've ever seen that series. The Legend of Vox Machina does take place in the world of Exandria, mainly the continent of Taldore and the city of Amon. I think I said those names right. But this follows, of course, the adventures of Vox Machina, who are Scanlan Shorthall, Pike Trickfoot, Vax, and Vex, who are twins, Keyleth, who is a druid, Ashari half-elf. If I'm screwing up anybody, I'm sorry. Grog, who is a barbarian, and Percy DeRollo, who is a human gunslinger. They encompass the team of Vox Machina, and they're basically a bunch of misfits. And the series just is meant to follow their adventures. Now, my understanding, it is hot. Sorry, I'm going to be wiping my brow. I apologize now. My understanding is that the series, at least for season 1, is focusing on the Briarwood arc. It's the arc from the campaign that really kind of took off Critical Role, or took off the whole Vox Machina campaign. But the first 2 episodes are kind of meant to introduce people who are not familiar with the characters into the world, into their misadventures, and really show off some beautiful animation and fight scenes and really terrifying threats that these characters have to navigate in this world. I love the character interaction between Vox Machina. I think for a bunch of people just thrown together, they all work really well together. And episode 1 and 2 really show that off very well. This series also does not pull any punches in terms of the adult content in it. I mean, within the first 10 minutes, you see Scanlan basically eating out the tavern owner's daughter. And we see plenty of butts and plenty of tits, plenty of blood, plenty of deaths. And some of the deaths are pretty rough too, but those deaths are also meant to galvanize the characters, to push them towards what their destiny is to be as a team, and the protectors of the realm, basically. I really enjoyed episode 2 a lot. That had kind of the culmination of the plot line that began in episode 1, when there is a dragon terrorizing the realm, and it's basically killed a bunch of people, and Vox Machina sent in to basically try to do the job. And they fail initially, which causes the death of a lot of people, and that galvanizes them to rise up and meet the challenge of this dragon named Brimscythe, who is actually one of the generals from the council. It's kind of trippy, but the fight sequence at the end of that episode is really well done. It shows off every character's abilities really well, and how well they can work together if they can get out of their own asses. Again, not having a lot of prerequisite information because I never watched campaign 1, I can definitely tell you, like, I love Percy DeRollo, the human gunslinger character. He's got such a cool regalness to him, but I love the guns and the gadgets that I love the gun designs that they use for the character. Plus, he has a really kind of tragic backstory, which looks like it's going to be the through line for season 1, which involves the Briarwoods, who are being set up as the main antagonists for season 1. They have a lot of deep ties with Percy. They're the ones responsible for the death of his family. So we get that sort of implosion, basically, of his emotions in dealing with the Briarwoods when he finally re-encounters them in episode 3. And unfortunately, in front of the entire royal cabinet and council and the king, and it kind of puts them all in the hot water. I also like Scanlan. Scanlan's played by Sam Riegel, and he's a bard, he's a womanizer, and he's kind of a dick, but a playful dick. And the music in the series is definitely going to be kind of another character, especially coming from Scanlan, because that is his forte. And I really liked some of the songs that they put in the series. I don't know if any of these songs were previously in the original campaign, or if they were all brand new created songs for the series, but it's really good music, and it's catchy music, and it's going to get stuck in your head, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get stuck in my head really easily just because I love music. Just look at my Encanto review, which is on the channel right now. I can talk about music there. I like the interplay with the characters, and I think the series does a really good job, especially for someone who's new to this particular set of characters, introducing the character dynamics and even setting up the love interests that are going to be prevalent within the group. Again, I never watched the original series, but I do know kind of where all the characters ended up at the end. So I know certain characters hook up with each other and get married to each other as well. But I think as someone who's coming into this completely fresh, the series does a really good job kind of introducing you to this, but also has little things, little tidbits here and there that I feel like for longtime fans, especially fans of Campaign 1 and Vox Machina, will really appreciate in these first 3 episodes. And based off of what I read on Wikipedia, it looks like there's 12 episodes. I'm so sweating. I'm so sorry. I should turn the fan on, but I don't want to get cold. I did look on Wikipedia, and based off of what they said, I believe the first season is 12 episodes, but the way it seems like they're releasing them is going to be in batches of 3, which is very exciting because I was kind of upset where they ended episode 3. I was like, come on, you tell me I have to wait each week for these episodes? But no, the fact that they're doing them in batches is kind of smart because it still doesn't just drop them all on Amazon Prime and you lose the opportunity for people to go back and watch and discuss it during the week. But it does give you a little bit more than just a half an hour episode because all the episodes are a half an hour. I think that's a smart play on this one, especially since you're doing 12 total. So you're going to have at least 4 weeks of content and discussion and talking about it. And if season 2 has definitely been greenlit, then we've got another 12 episodes coming for season 2. I think going the route of keeping it adult oriented was a smart move as well, because if you've ever watched their streams are very adult oriented. They're not meant for kids. And so even though you're doing an animated series, animation just allows you to do so much more. And by keeping it an adult, I think it stays true to the original campaign and these characters' cores. And they're allowed to tell these deep stories because these characters are complex. And it's really interesting to just get tidbits at the beginning, but knowing that within this first season, we're going to discover more and more about where these characters came from, what kind of backstory or dark past they have, because that's kind of what happens when you role play. And because this is based off of Dungeons and Dragons, and it doesn't hold itself too strictly to like the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons, which I think is also another smart move that the series goes for, because it allows them to really kind of go balls to the walls with it and not be bogged down by like, you got to explain Dungeons and Dragons to somebody. No, you don't have to. That's why I feel like the series is great for people who are curious about it, but also is going to appease a lot of the hardcore fans because they know these characters in and out. And they're seeing these characters being brought to life, and a lot of these characters being brought to life by different people. When they do the actual role playing, it's usually only the 8 of them at the table. So the DM, Matthew Mercer, he's the one that does a lot of the NPC voices, but they've gotten such a wealth of great voice actor talent to be in the series. You've got people like Dominic Monaghan, who was one of the Hobbits in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. You got David Tennant playing a character. You got alumni from Game of Thrones, from all different walks of movies and television and anime showing up in the series, applying their talent and their voices to these characters in this world to really make it feel fleshed out. And I think that's a wonderful thing that the series is doing. You get a lot of that in just the first 3 episodes. So I'm really excited to where they're going to take things in season 1, because if you were to actually watch one of their streams, a lot of those are like minimum 3 to 4 hours. And we're talking about hundreds of hours of just role playing that you're going to condense down into 12 episodes, 12 half an hour episodes. It seems like a daunting task, but based off of the first 3 episodes, I think they're going to do a really great job expressing a lot of those things, and also making it very much accessible for anyone to enjoy the series. You know, if you've watched any of my videos, especially anything having to do with animation, I'm a huge animation fan. Like I said, this series looks gorgeous. The animation looks clean and crisp. Just the fight sequence between Vox Machina and Brimscythe, the Blue Dragon, at the end of episode 2, you would think that would be like a season finale fight, and that was just the second episode. And then we go right into this very, very intimate, character-driven plot point in episode 3 with the dinner, and how, you know, Percy losing his shit just trying to hold it together with the Briarwoods sitting right across the table from him, slowly egging him on. And is he a vampire? Like, could anyone who has history with, you know, Campaign 1 and Vox Machina, I understand Delilah is a magic user, but is Silas a vampire? Because he bit Vax's throat with fangs. Like, is Vax gonna become a vampire? I don't know. But it's like, he's terrifying. Like, as a character design, I can see going with him for your opening season villain. Smart move. Like, he is they both seem like terrifying antagonists, not antagonists, terrifying villains and terrifying threats. And where they left episode 3 with them kind of in trouble after being the protectors of the realm and stuff, that was short-lived. So I'm very curious how the next 3 episodes are going to play out. I'm looking forward to seeing the next 3 episodes. Hopefully you are as well. Overall, I think these first 3 episodes were great. I think it's a great introduction for people who never heard of Critical Role or Vox Machina. I think it sets the tone of the series very well in those first few minutes. It doesn't pull any punches, which is fantastic. The animation is crisp. The voice talent is amazing. I'm excited. Even if I wasn't a fan of Critical Role, I would still be excited because it looks like a great series, and it looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. If you are someone who has history with these characters, meaning that you watched Campaign 1 and you really know Vox Machina in and out, and you're a hardcore critter, let me know your thoughts of it in the comments down below, because I'm very curious. For someone who has watched all of Campaign 1 and watched these things play out around the table, how do you feel about the series so far? Let me know those thoughts. I'm really curious. As someone this is their first true introduction to Vox Machina through the series, I'm loving it so far, but I'm also very curious how people who have known these characters longer, how they feel about the series. So if you are watching this video, I really appreciate it, but also comment down below, let me know your thoughts. And those are just my general thoughts and spoilery kind of discussion of the first 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina. It's on Amazon Prime. If you got it, watch it. I really recommend it. If you're a fan of adult animation, this is the series for you, for sure. Thank you so much for watching this and all of my videos. I really do appreciate it. Again, like I said at the beginning, if you are new and you stuck around, I really do. I'm really thankful that you did, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you would maybe stick around and hear my thoughts for the remaining episodes of the season. I will be doing these weekly, and maybe check out some of my other videos as well. They're all on the channel right now. So if you are into that sort of thing and you did enjoy this, hopefully you've subscribed. Hopefully you'll stick around and hear my other thoughts coming up. You can follow me on all social media platforms that are listed at the end of this video. I've got a ton of videos on the channel right now that you're more than welcome to check out. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And as always, until next time, I will catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.